All right, joining us in studio now, Lawrenceburg Police Chief Terry Beecham, who has made his way out to the studios this morning. It's been a very, very busy day for the police department, and probably will continue to be so for the next few days.
It's getting worse.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Yes. Yeah.
So what are you seeing outside this today?
Well, I got out about 7 o'clock this morning, and that was, 3 hours after the snow began. And I can't find a street that's not snow-covered and packed. I watched the state go up 43 this morning. West Gaines, the old highway, is almost impassable, as is North Military, Mar Avenue, Springer Road, Buffalo Road. If you can stay at home, please stay at home.
And don't sightsee.
Don't sightsee. There's nothing out there to see. You can see from your picture window in your house exactly what it is like all over the county.
And we've seen deeper snow amounts to the south.
Yes.
So far, some of those amounts are continuing to creep north toward Lawrenceburg, and not just that, but the whole Highway 64 corridor, which encompasses Savannah all the way to Fayetteville in our area. But for folks who absolutely have to get out, maybe for an emergency or anything like that, what can you tell them?
If you can make it to Highway 43, that's probably going to be the most treated. Of course, that is a state route. To quote an old friend of mine by the name of Dennis Daniels, the snowflakes are now the size of dish rags.
Yes, they are.
They're getting bigger. They're getting more intense. I've been in communication with Shelton Barnett. The record services can't keep up. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I just overheard on the radio a few minutes ago that one of the county units is stuck waiting on a record.
Oh, wow.
So you start putting trained professionals in the ditch, you got an issue. So any side street you're coming off of, just understand, as they plow 43, they sling that stuff to the left or to the right. So if you're getting off of or coming on to off of a side street, you're going to have to go through a sizable amount of slush. And as the snow keeps falling, as they continue to grade, the snow's only going to get deeper. I've talked to Jerry Smith, the street commissioner, this morning, or director. So just stay at home, please. I mean, sometimes even walking might be a better option. Just dress warmly. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
But unless it's just absolute necessity, mm-hmm. Stay at home.
Let's talk about the fact this is not going to be tomorrow morning. Sunrise will come and, oh, look, it just miraculously disappears. That's not going to happen.
No,
We're going to see this stuff linger around for a little while. And, well, that's going to also make conditions, I would say, even a little worse, because for people who have been out traveling, that's now compacted and a nice little layer of ice about that thick is formed.
Yes, exactly. And, of course, the temperatures will dip again tonight, which will lead to refreezing, and it's going to be slick. Just take the same advice tomorrow that you did today, and if you can at all, stay at home.
If someone does find themselves in a ditch and they call 911, what's the expectancy of what the motions will happen from the time that they place that call?
Well, I've got 4 units working today, and every one of them are tied up with people in the ditch. Mm-hmm. Or we've got 18-wheelers hung on a hill. You can expect at least a 30-minute, and I mean, if you're downtown Lawrenceburg, if I don't have anybody, our resources are spent right now. Everything I've got is tied up. So carry that blanket. Yeah. Carry you some water. Even if you're going to Walmart from 7th Street, if you go off in a ditch, it's going to be a while before we can get to you with everything we've got. So
just stay home.
Just stay home, please. Pop some popcorn, make a snowman, go out, go sledding.
Yeah.
If you can walk to a decent-sized hill. We've already got kids over at Kaufman
I was about to
tearing
ask,
it up. Oh, yeah.
Is Kaufman busy already?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. They're piled up.
That works.
That works.
I got, years ago, I went sledding down the hill by E.O. Kaufman in my little Colorado pickup truck.
On Parrish?
Well, and on Pulaski Street,
Oh, yeah.
because I went down and got to the bottom and started coming back up to the stop sign. Couldn't make it.
No doubt.
So I learned real quick. One, I need a 4-wheel drive, and two, I avoid that area like the plague ever since
Exactly.
when it snows or ices. So
Well, just you mentioned 4-wheel drives. Unless you're in a Sherman tank
yes,
or you've got change on your tires in the morning, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I know,
If it's fresh snow, you can get a little traction in it.
but not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, because it's going to be ice covered.
And I do think that this will linger into Sunday as well,
Right.
especially the back roads in the counties
Oh, it's terrible.
and the hollers. I mean, this is going to go on all weekend. So
Well, like I say, a lot of times we take a lot of criticism in why don't you do this, why don't you do that. This is not a every winter occurrence for us.
yes,
We number one, the expense of the equipment, not using that equipment on a routine basis like they would in your northern tier states, we're just not equipped. So,
but I will say to this, and I've been a part of several of these meetings over the past several days, that not just Lawrenceburg and Lawrence County, but many other counties in our viewing area in Tennessee and Alabama have worked diligently to prepare as best as they could for
Oh,
this.
yes.
I mean, this
Absolutely.
is a well-coordinated response to the best of the ability of the resources. But, and I want to stress this too, these folks who are out in uniform, yeah, they may be driving police cars and fire trucks and ambulances, but they're people too. They have homes too, and they have to get to work in order to staff and man these units.
Exactly.
And that's even hard for them today.
yeah, I've got a couple of officers working today that live in Murray County.
Oh, wow.
They ain't any problem getting in.
Yes,
Now, going home tonight, they may be staying at one of our local motels.
yes,
Or hotels. So yeah, it's been. I think if you had the privilege to sit, I'll use the word privilege. If you had the ability to sit on some of our weather briefings, like the one we had yesterday, you would be astonished at the coordination that goes on
yes.
from top to bottom. I mean, it's well thought out. We will learn even more from this one. I learned a lesson today. We're gonna have to start addressing West and
Yes.
East Gaines.
Yes.
Since that's no longer a state route, because that's where most of our traffic's hung up this morning. It's on East and West Gaines.
Hill by the before you get to the brass liner.
There and at Glen Springs Road,
Yeah.
out by the golf course.
That's
You
right.
got to get up or down that hill. And what a lot of people don't realize, Lawrenceburg sits on a knoll.
Yes,
You can't get in or out of Lawrenceburg without coming up or going down a hill.
that's correct.
And I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to get out of your parking lot. So,
Well, I gotta go get ready to push.
No
This is
kidding.
going to be fun, or we'll get Fred to come out.
I may go out the back way.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Be fun going off of that back hill, though.
True.
So-
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that.
Chief, thank you so much for coming by.
Yes, sir.
And,
Thank you for having me in.
You know, of course, from all of us here, we appreciate the work of not just you and the rest of Lawrenceburg Police, but all of law enforcement and emergency services on days especially like this. And can't take these folks for granted. And our
Well,
dispatchers too.
Absolutely. Yes, that's where it begins.
Mm-hmm.
And again, thank you for having me in. And if we can be of service, you know where we are.
All right. That's Chief Terry Beecham with the Lawrenceburg Police Department. Thank you so much for coming in, Chief. We'll continue now with our winter storm coverage.